Welcome, dear all, to twitch.tv/Wensleydale Cheddar. This is Stammer stream, manga podcast, and speech therapy combined. I'm your stammering host, Wensleydale Cheddar, here alongside your non-stammering host, Grail9 and KastorUK. Wow, I didn't expect that to happen.
Yeah, I'm back. At least for this week, I can make no promises.
Yes, you are back. A dinosaur story. We are here with the review of March the 26th edition of Shonen Jump. Starting, of course, with One Piece. Chapter 900. Wow, I didn't expect that. Oh,
Chapter 900.
Well, I kind of
live
did when
happily
we got
ever
to
after.
chapter 899.
Wait, what?
I kind of did expect that after chapter 899.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
it was kind of a predictable development at that point.
Yeah, to be honest.
Ab-
Like, foreshadowed pretty well. Like, every single chapter has sort of been leading up to this, I feel.
Well, yeah, but still, I didn't expect a chapter in which only good things happen to the Straw Hats.
Yeah, it's really nice. I'm really looking forward to the chapter 1000 they're definitely going to get to. Do you know, okay, I've been thinking about, do we want to spoil this right now, or should we go to the chapter and joke around the issue of the fact of the final page?
I maybe will beat about a bush a bit. So
That sounds more fun.
One Piece has a way of surprising you sometimes. I wanted to lead into it with something. So, on top of building the executing build-up versus payoff competently, it most often goes one step ahead to always keep us on our toes. Well, I say always, but I don't think Oda's writing has been this unpredictable ever since the time skip. And the thing about...
Yeah,
Yeah?
I would actually agree with that it hasn't really gone to these depths of just like, hey, you thought it was finally over? Nope. This is like when Ace died, except, well...
It feels like Marineford, yeah. Just like, here's everything I've actually built up in this entire arc, because trust me, you can go back and check.
Yeah,
And here's how it all works out, and then it doesn't.
Yeah, that's exactly the thing. The thing about Oda's twist is they generally don't come out of left field. They're entirely believable, but they surprise us by breaking what we thought should be the manga's unbreakable rules. Like we say that nobody dies in One Piece. The entire Marineford arc has proved us wrong. We think that while they will certainly be challenged, nobody in the Straw Hat crew will have the dream broken. Like, in this chapter, the fucking Thousand Sunny is destroyed! And Frankie has no longer built a dream ship.
That's debatable.
Yeah, we haven't seen yet that it is destroyed. We've just seen that the Jolly Roger's down and the ship took heavy damage at least.
You see what looks like a ship burning and the Straw Hat's flag being burnt as the final panel. There's a lot of stuff that could have happened. I honestly don't believe that the Straw Hats have lost here, but I really, really hope that chapter 901, which hasn't come out yet, even in Scanlation, immediately jumps to Zoro, and we just get no answer. We just get left on this cliffhanger.
Hey guys,
that would be pretty hardcore.
That would be amazing.
Hey guys, do you think that everybody's just cut off their ears and left the trackers in the ship and thus have just escaped in order for Isabella to track them?
Oh no, there will be a bullshit reason, but I really, really hope that we're just left of it for like 200 chapters until they just turn up halfway through the Zao arc.
Yeah, not only that, but the fact that they actually just had like a week off in between just to fuck with you.
Yes, it's great because we do the entire thing. It's like because it's literally just like, oh my god, the Straw Hats actually going to get away. They've succeeded in everything, and oh. Okay, so it's not like It's not like Enies Lobby where they managed to escape the Buster Call by magic.
Yeah.
Yet, at least. But they probably will, to be honest.
I mean, I doubt the Straw Hats are dead, and the previous chapter has shown us they have plenty of allies in the sea that could transport them to safety at any
But
moment.
They
Except
also
Ahmed
showed in this chapter that all the fish are being boiled alive, so that entire fact has been taken out.
Well, okay,
and they have used up
they might be a little
all of
fried
their
at the moment, but I
allies.
doubt that's all it's going to take to finish them off.
True, but they are. The last few chapters have done a pretty good job of showing us that here are all the allies the Straw Hats had. Literally all of them. They have all come and done something, and this is how they've all been counted. And just like, yay, we're home free. All this tied really well together, and everything Big Mom could throw at us, because of our friends, we had a counter for. Oh shit.
Yeah, this girl is a pirate emperor, so I guess it wasn't even this easy, even though we're already at the, oh, come on.
Yeah, friendship couldn't fucking save them. well, we know they're alive, but I'm really interested to see how, because I'm not going to be annoyed if it's a bullshit answer, because that was just kind of cool what happened here.
Yeah, can we talk about the build up to this moment? Because I've actually...
I don't know what happened.
Yeah,
we went inside Big Mom, which we've done before, but now it's different, and I don't know if Oda's retconning stuff again.
So,
well, I'm not sure if that was literal or just like some kind of metaphysical representation. Because with Big Mom, I could believe either one.
Yeah, it's weird.
So before I read this chapter, I was thinking, okay, we've had a lot of build-up to Big Mom's feast. I wonder how exactly they are going to top her eating her own childhood friends and mother figure here. Is eating a delicious wedding cake gonna make her reform? Will it just be a simple Toriko-like reaction? It's so good, I'm bawling my eyes out. And when I read the initial reaction, I kind of said out loud, oh, okay, that's it? But then the cake-eating montage turned into a reprised musical number that shows off the sheer power of the Big Mom Pirates, as well as a collective force, as well as his individual members like Oven. Holy shit, I didn't realize Oven was that powerful. And to go even...
We've already seen that he's that powerful.
The thing is, his power has oscillated quite frequently depending on what needed to happen in the scene.
That's fair. But to go even one step beyond, even in the span of these few pages, the Straw Hat Pirates fall, not even taking the center stage, but serving as kind of a backdrop to the...
An afterthought.
To the delicious cake musical, showing how little they mean in the grand scheme of things when compared to the massive empire of a Yonko. I adore this chapter. This has probably cemented this arc as my second or third favorite arc in One Piece.
I need to go back and read it. Because halfway through it, looking back, I think it changed where it was going. And I'd need to go back and reread the entire thing. The ending's cool, but there is a lot of stuff in the middle that felt at the time like it was beating around the bush. And I'd need to go back and check.
I would still argue that the chase was important to make it very difficult, to make the journey very difficult, and then the failure all the more devastating.
But the chase changed halfway through. It started off as a chase to the ship, with the build-up being, okay, we saved Sanji, now we're getting away. Then out of nowhere, the entire chase changed, and we were just sort of like on stasis for a while. And because we then moved away from, okay, we've raided to the Big Mom Pirates and getting away, to, okay, now Dogtooth's now a fight, as we're showing Lucy versus Dogtooth. And then also we're now having, okay, now we have to have the ships float around for no reason for a while. While apparently fleets are after them, but the fleets don't show up. There was a lot of what felt like spinning wheels that worked for this conclusion, but I don't think the start actually... Looking back, I don't think the start flowed into this conclusion. I think there was a point in the middle where Oda changed where he was going.
You know, I find myself kind of agreeing with you. Like, at this point, actually, at several points, arc fatigue had started to just settle in because there just was so much that they had to do and just felt like they always were like, Okay, we're wrapping it up. No, there's new thing. Okay, now we're
Yeah.
wrapping up. Nope, nope, not still not wrapping up. Okay, now we really are. Nope, more stuff.
And stuff came out of left field, and it was like, okay, so I guess this technically works, but this wasn't built up, and it was just like, so I like where the ending went, but I'm going to need to reread the entire thing to, and I think I'm going to have to wait a while, then reread the entire thing to figure out where I rate this arc. It's good, and the ending's great, but it's whether the arc, the amount that we went through, is justified by it.
I mean, I don't disagree about the length, about the arc fatigue. At this point, it's just Oda's storytelling, and I just kind of accepted with the deal.
Yeah, I'm still critical, even of good story. I think I've been on this before, that I'm more critical of Oda than I am of any other writer we review, because he is so good.
Do we have anything else to mention? Oh, I want to mention that now that Big Mom's so skinny, you can kind of see the family resemblance between her and Prospero.
Yeah, I enjoyed Skinny Big Mom, and the idea that and also the implication that this is like her more powerful form, which is just kind of cool.
Oh yeah.
And guess as a final note, I do also enjoy how it's like juxtaposing it between Big Mom's happy song and everyone getting absolutely slaughtered.
Yeah, that was kind of cool.
Yeah, especially in the final panel. It's great. I think the ship is sinking there. In the penultimate panel. I think that's supposed to be Sunny, but I don't know.
It's implied to be, but hey, we're not outright shown like the explosion blowing apart the Sunny in amazing detail, and even then I wouldn't put it past it. It's gonna be a really okay. We know the Straw Hats aren't dead, and this is quite a good argument of the fact that holy shit, how do they get out of this? There's gonna be a reason, but it's quite a good way of how did they do that?
I've seen in Sam Leach's Curious Cat that a theory posted that maybe this is where we're gonna see Sunny's Klabauter Man.
Thing is, the Klabauter Man never had a power to deflect fucking cannonballs. It was more like a spirit that could be explained by the whims of fate have led this here. The idea that the Merry was sent adrift and just happened to appear when they needed it.
Oh no! I'm not saying it's gonna rescue them.
Yeah.
No.
Because they need fucking rescuing. Half of them are devil fruit users, and their ship got blown up. And not even if the ones that can swim are about to get shot by the entire fleet.
Yeah.
Yeah, presuming they're not just boiled alive by
the boiling water.
Oh yeah.
Which is still definitely a thing. It's one of those things that's just like, they are fucked. If this was Game of Thrones, be like, okay, cool, they're dead. There's no other reality. It's like, there's no way they can possibly get out of this. But it's like, the Straw Hats aren't dead. We know they're not dead. So how the fuck is Oda going to write his way out of this?
Oh, and the Germa are also shot with Germa defeating bullets.
Yeah,
we already saw those back when they used them on Reiju.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I was expecting something to counter them, but it was a bit just like, okay, cool. They seemed like they were going to be a more important part of this arc in the original half before it changed.
Still, I'm not complaining since they weren't exactly as entertaining a force as the other three forces. So yeah.
True.
Wait, anything else to... Alright then, shall we just move on? Right, I wanted to ask, when did these Straw Hats separate on the ship on the archipelago?
Mm-hmm.
Which chapter was it?
I don't know.
The Straw Hats separation. If it was an... also an even chapter, then I'm gonna applaud Oda.
I don't believe it was. I don't believe it was
So
because
I think it was a very good. I think it was a very good.
405.
Okay then. Well, almost.
Holy shit, that's over 500 chapters. Honestly, it feels like the majority of One Piece happened before that.
Yes.
These arcs are long.
Wow. Wow, I didn't realize that.
We've
okay.
gone through what? We've gone through what? 2 short arcs and 2 long arcs. No, okay, no. We technically did Marineford, Amazon Lily, Impel Down, and Luffy's flashback.
Okay, so around chapter 400, that means that we must have been... No. It must have been before. We must have seen the red line again. The half point of the series before chapter 400. Holy shit, that's hilarious.
No, sorry, my mistake. That's episode 400.
Oh, episode 400. Okay, that makes sense.
No. Okay, let's... One Piece fandom Wikipedia. Tell me your secrets. Which episode? What chapter was this based on? Manga chapters, about 500. Let's check out what happened in exactly episode 5, manga chapter 500.
I'll see I'll see
I would have
400.
thought that 500 was when they enter New World, but that might also be my memory playing tricks on me.
No, 500 was just a chapter where it was the chapter where Kemi had been kidnapped and they were looking. Okay. It's a chapter where Duval comes back and essentially say, "Hey, do you want to use my flying fish, people?"
Okay. Yeah, because that was when he had become handsome Duval.
And
yeah.
400 is 400 is I think the standoff between the Straw Hat Pirates and the CP9.
See, that one I can see. Also, I can see that one being 400 because that again had a bit of spinning wheels with the Straw Hats getting through the first part of Ennie's lobby.
Yeah. All right then. Yeah. So, shall we move on to Food Wars?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So,
I guess we can.
So that's chapter 257, and we get Yakuza cover page, and
He's pretty cool. Like I love Aeronine. That what was it called in Japan? Well, delinquent, I guess, is the problem. Delinquent outfit. If you went around wearing that, I would like this series a lot more.
Hey, yeah, no, the boob bandage look is one that anime just loves because it's like, hey, she's naked, but we can get it past the censors.
Well, I mean, Ikumi wears something a lot more revealing.
I know.
And that one doesn't even really emphasize her chest or anything. It just looks cool.
Yeah, no, it's just a cool look.
Didn't you at one point use it for Kane, Kastor?
I did. I was just off my cuff thinking, okay, fuck it, boob bandages, this is fun. It worked. I had no clue what I was doing in that thing, and then we ended up in a massive. I had no clue how I was starting that. I knew how I wanted to finish it.
Oh god.
No, it's a cool look.
I'm gonna miss Odell. Right then. So it's a fun chapter. It has nice interactions between Soma and Eren, which make this duel quite enjoyable to read. But I once again I really wish the tension was higher, since for the stakes this series is supposed to have, this should be pretty damn high.
Yeah, I also love the panel where so it's just like, ha, this is my specialty. Once you taste it, you'll know that I'm better. And then Ariel's just dissing every aspect of it, with Soma just looking dumbfounded, like, what the fuck?
I'm more concerned. It's like, I get the idea of a specialty, but when he's literally, it's literally like, hey, I've got this idea, and Ariel tells, it's like, is that a specialty? Is it? Or it's. I know what they're going for, but I think I don't think it's like a lot of food wars recently. What they're going for doesn't quite work anymore.
Yeah. Right then, I enjoy the way it's. I mean, it's a simple plot point to enter into the strategy. Just Soma having Erina taste everything mid-duel. It works, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, her god tongue hasn't really been used in
Ever?
well, I think last it was used was in Polaris Storm. Just for like funsies, so it's
Yeah.
good to actually apply that into their strategy.
Yeah, and I guess did we was it just was it ever outright stated that no the reason Azami wants to have Erina's god tongue on his side so much is that she's the perfect arbiter of
Yeah.
Of
That
what
was-
is
that
true.
was-
or
that
not.
was
I'm pretty
the
sure it was
Kastor
either
part.
stated or at least heavily implied.
Okay.
I thought they came out in the Sukasa flashback.
Oh.
I can't remember exactly, but I do know that it was either mentioned or at least implied heavily.
Yeah.
And now when I read it outright stated that I'm just like, yeah, it kind of makes sense. Right. So and we have a lot of build up to the appetizer Soma has in store next week. So what do you think it's gonna be?
Pretzels.
I read the scans this week, so I
Yeah, like I did too, but I'm just guessing like from last week. They do at one point say like, "What do you think it is? Maybe it's some kind of bar snack, like pretzels." It just shows so much, just giving them a cup of pretzels.
I hope it's just pure water laced with LSD.
I think Soma is just gonna take. Okay, how can I make a perfect appetizer? I know. I'll just rip it off from Toriko. My appetizer is
Here's
baby
magical barbecue corn. It's like, it's Jewel Mammoth meat. Where the fuck did you get this from?
Or maybe it's like he makes pot brownies. So
Oh yeah, he
not
just
hides
drugs
on
the
like,
shit out of people.
I'm pretty sure this is like the best feeling ever. And
No,
Wait.
it's not pot.
My
It's just
head
powerful
hurts.
aphrodisiac. So those two girls that Azami took with him just pin him to the floor and fuck him so he can't make a decision.
I just now that you said it, Grail, I just imagined that Azami when he becomes stoned, he just starts speaking in a Valley Girl accent like Alice does.
Oh God, that would be hilarious.
It'd be bad.
Yeah, it would be bad, but it would still be hilarious.
It would be,
Oh my
it would be
God.
quite funny. yeah.
God, this is the best dish ever.
Oh my god, guys.
No, it would still be like, oh my God, this is like the best dish ever. Still his like combination of Valley Girl and his like monotone restrained accents.
Yeah. Right then.
So
I
is
don't
that
know
it?
what else to say about it. Shall we just move on to my hero?
Yeah.
Let's go.
It's Food Wars. They're doing a build-up chapter. We don't know what it is. Guess we'll find out next week.
Alright then. So, speaking of pretzels, pretzels are somewhat elastic, aren't they? Well, let's say
No,
they
not
are.
at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, they like crack immediately. If
Yeah,
you try to bend.
they're baked. They break really easily. That's part of their point.
Krakowian pretzels are.
Okay then, okay.
Are they called?
You're really trying to
Okay.
stretch it for
Yeah.
the transition.
Okay, so obwarzanki krakowskie are pretzels that we have in our city, and I think they are kind of
Polish
chewy,
for
so
bullshit
it
made-up
makes
elastic
sense.
pretzel.
It makes sense.
Fine.
So
It
I
doesn't
like this
make sense to
chapter.
Doesn't
five.
make sense, but we're not. It's not worth it. Come on, Crow. We'll give him this one.
So I like this chapter. This continues the trend of Horikoshi handling a low threat level but high emotional stakes situation really well. What do you think?
Also, we see that Gentle's power is a lot cooler than even originally thought.
Oh yeah.
Just the way he used it, like, even if I make something bendy, it doesn't stop being bendy until it's back in its original form.
Yeah, I kind of I kind of thought that his use of his powers was a bit similar to Bellamy. Is it how he makes everything elastic around him to eventually?
Well, he just makes himself Bellamy.
Yeah, Bellamy's not awakened yet.
Well, yeah, but
And I do say that this more reminded me of, grasshoppers from World Trigger.
oh yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. Honestly, I thought it was a reasonably interesting, like original-ish power. Like it wasn't. It did feel like a devil fruit. Reminded me honestly of the what was his name? The flag guy's one in One Piece. Just like I make everything a flag. I ripple things. I can be bullshit about it.
Oh,
That's how he uses
Diamante.
it. Yeah. Because it's like I make this thing elastic, and then when it stops being elastic, it fucks you over because I'm, despite the fact I am a goofball that has no motivation, honestly, no real aspirations. I'm a pretty interesting opponent.
Well, he's an aspiring YouTuber, Kastor. I think we can relate to that.
I do like him. He's honestly really fun. And I just love how low stakes all this is. I'm expecting this to be like Deku's, like, when every time they introduce a hero, every time they have a hero a character idolizes, they talk about their debut.
Mm-hmm. Ah, so this is Deku's debut. Okay.
I'm expecting this attempt to be Deku's debut because honestly, he's set out to be a hero. Just like I'm not doing this to fame, attention. I'm doing this because I'm protecting people, and I'm going to stop you here without any publicity. So, of course, what I'm expecting is that, oh, cool, here's the publicity you didn't want.
Yeah, that would be interesting. I was thinking he's just gonna, yeah, just just the race to stop it without actually interfering in the festival. But yeah, sure, it sounds interesting.
Well, because he's gonna have to take the hero, he's gonna have to take the two of them somewhere at the end of this. You can't just like beat them up and leave them in an alley somewhere. So he's gonna have to be like, hey, I defeated these guys. Here's what they were planning. So it's not gonna be like, hey, you managed to get this all under the radar. So it's either going to be like, the teacher's going to be like, well, cool, but you shouldn't like tell us if you're going to go out and this is sort of vigilante-ish, which is kind of boring. Or it's going to be like, hey, new superhero kid saves school in flashy way. And it's going to be like, yay. It's going to be like, you really should have been like vigilanteing yourself. Fucking tell us if you're going to do something.
Or maybe he's just gonna leave them tied up.
He's gonna fucking Spider-Man
down to the underwear, upside down, hanging upside down from a tree, and having the clothes burnt underneath them with a tight gag on the mouths.
Okay, this got dark quickly.
Just, call the police and have them take him away.
Have I ever told you that story about Idol Shitty Arts Commission?
No.
Okay. I'm not sure I want to hear this.
I'm now concerned.
Okay then. So strap in, folks. So
okay.
Should we first finish Hero Aka?
Yeah.
No. I really want to tell that story, please, guys.
Okay.
Like I said, first we finish Hero Aka,
Okay.
then you can tell your story.
Okay.
No, we can tangent. Let's get this over with.
Okay then.
No, let's just keep on task for a few more minutes.
We never keep on task.
Well, now we do. So stay on focus, then you can tell your story.
Okay.
Okay, finish up, Grail.
All right. So,
Yeah,
what do you think about the outfits given? Like, Are they? Do you think those are too revealing or just the right amount of revealing?
Which ones are you talking about?
The girls' outfits,
I
the dancer outfits.
I don't care. I don't really care.
Let's see. Which page? I don't remember them.
Page 15, I think. The page where it's like 15 minutes until the start of the festival, where Bakugo refuses to wear his shirt.
Let's see. Is it going to be too revealing for Japanese high school, or is it going to be too revealing for Shonen Jump? Because there are multiple ways this can go.
I just hate Mineta being a male gaze horn dog. That's all. I don't care about the outfits at all.
And they're fine. They're very Japanese.
But I do have to wonder
Like,
how
the
much of a
crop top
budget
suit
do they
outfit is
have for this if
never-
they could get like new outfits for all the performers.
Also, I think they're wearing a leotard underneath it. Because Uraraka's midsection and legs are a different color to her skin.
That's actually a good point.
Oh, it makes sense.
I just saw that.
I didn't notice
yeah.
because Ashido also has the pink skin, but
They are exactly
Maybe
the same
Ashido
colour
just covered
as
them in
Ashido,
acid.
So I don't know if they just fucked up coloring this.
I thought Ashido was that way because she's always covered in acid, so maybe she covered all the girls in acid too.
she's not always covered in acid.
I just quite like that the band outfit is them wearing lame t-shirts, apart from Bakugo, who actually looks like a drummer.
Yeah, well, both in his outfit and in his face.
Yeah.
But that's default for Bakugo.
Because they obviously went and bought up specialist t-shirts. And just like, these are lame. And everyone here, apart from Bakugo, has a lame sense of fashion. So I can totally see why he's pissed off and they bought these t-shirts.
Also, for Cheddar, who is the only one who hasn't already read next week's scans.
Oh no,
What do you think
please,
Labrava-
I'll have to release this on Tuesday.
What's Labrava's power, Cheddar?
I was just gonna ask, what do you think is Labrava's power?
Okay. Shit, I don't know. So, is something? Is it something? Is it something?
I mean, we're not gonna
related
answer.
to
We don't
video?
spoil this shit.
Is it something
sorry?
related to video?
You'll find out next week.
Okay
She
then.
has the power to photo edit really quickly.
Oh, I wish I had that power.
I just did this incredible photo edit, so when the police arrive, it shows that you just came in and beat us up and admitted that
Hey, that would be a
are
cool
the only
power.
criminal.
Labrava is
power,
someone
dude.
who can animate 2 seconds in actual 2 seconds, not 5 hours. I would love that power.
I love if she has a really menial ability. That would be quite funny.
Yeah,
Time to release my power. My power is to cook a cutlet really well. Oh well, that's going to
Please
be of
don't
use.
kill us.
Oh yeah, but yeah, consider me interested. I like the steez of Labrava's powers. I like the use of Gentle's powers. How he made the steel beam a threat to a passerby to escape from Deku. I like his flamboyant, comical seriousness a lot. Since the comedy in this chapter is stellar. I really liked it. I don't know whether there's something we need to talk about anymore. Or do
No, I'm fine. I'm fine
Now
with
you
going
tell
on to
your story
tangents.
that you were so excited for.
Okay then. So I Draw Shitty Art has a DeviantArt account, and she does commissions sometimes. And this one person one time PM'd her private message her and said, "Oh hey, you do commissions sometimes." So I have those 2 friends. They both act like a pair of giant kids, despite being in their mid-40s. And are in all sorts of impractical related things, and keeping with what here is something I think would suit them well in this potential piece. So here's my train of thought. I would love it if you could have an image of them down to the briefs, have them tied upside down a tree, and having the clothes burned underneath them with a tied gag on the mouths. As in the example featured here, and I'm gonna send you this picture.
Okay. Pictures on the audio medium.
Okay, unfortunately, our dear viewers won't be able to see that, but I will send you. I will send it to you here on Discord.
I want to point out when I was taking the piss out of Nova, images of the booby girl he was talking about in chat, I got shouted at.
So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, as featured here in the 1986 Doctor Who episode Silver Nemesis.
That looks like Doctor Who. I think I've seen that set used a number of times on the BBC.
So, they are also into sci-fi, they continue, and Doctor Who is one of their favorites, so this would also complement them well. I hope this is something you'll consider doing, because I think it will be both great and hysterical. Plus, it fits the brand of humor they have very well. Hope this.
Okay, and block. block that account.
So,
never mention it again.
There is no way that's not a sexual thing, right? I mean,
yeah, that definitely sounds like a sexual thing.
The way this person says it, it seems like an innocent prank of two friends who, they're stripped down to their underwear, tied to a tree and hanging upside down with a tight gag on their mouths while their clothes are burning underneath them. It's funny, I guess. Well, alright. So,
no, it's creepy. It's creepy.
Yeah, it sounds like some weird rape fantasy.
Yeah. It's like, this isn't cool. Can we stop?
No. For the sake of the argument, you might
No,
assume...
let's not have this argument. Let's move on.
No, please, guys. You might think...
No, we are not having this argument. Ever.
Guess what we found when we visited that person's profile.
Black Clover,
like
chapter
this?
151.
Yeah, no, guys, it's really important.
Black Clover,
This
chapter
starts
151.
with real
I
honey
am
coming
moving on to
with
Black
his
Clover. This is
giant
how much I'm not having this conversation.
And apparently, his name is now Rila.
Cool. So, is this series good at the moment? Because I gave up reading it a while ago.
I would say that, yes, it is.
Okay, I'm going to skim through this chapter and I will judge it.
Yeah. So, this chapter does have the problem that apparently it wasn't finished in time, which I kind of get because pace Japanese manga industry has.
Yeah, hopefully the
we've
sketchy
all heard
stuff will
stories
be
about how
fixed for
Oda
the
gets
volume
like
release.
4 hours of sleep every night.
I will save my comment on the fact that Black Clover never looks like it's finished, but...
I like this chapter a lot, though. They address the problem of Asta's magic power being a possible solution to mind control spell, as
Every single problem?
as Grail mentioned last week. Which, by the way, sorry for spoiling it last week. My bad. I was supposed to release the stream on Tuesday, but I forgot. I released it on Sunday, I believe. So sorry about that.
So the two people that watched it,
Yeah,
will be
all
spoiled.
two people. Yeah, sorry, audience. We like to pretend you exist.
Well, 30 actually, but yeah. All right then.
How many of those were us just repeating it?
we just stick it on repeat. It makes ourselves feel better about our life.
Thank you guys so much. Even though YouTube doesn't work this way right now. Alright then. You'd have to create 30 accounts and then change in between them too.
Okay, so question: the people that turn up in this chapter, have we seen them before? Because I don't pay that much attention to Black Clover.
Yes, we have.
Yes.
Who
all
are
those guys
they?
were part of the. All those guys were part of the Magic, or the Royal Knight exams.
Yeah, and
I
like,
believe
all
one
of
of them is
them
Ben
became
Funk, or is that Ben Funk?
Yes.
Okay, which fights were they in, and what were their powers? Because what I remember, if you can tell me that off the bat? Because honestly, what I remember of the Magic Knight exams, here are these character designs, and we learn nothing else about them.
Kastor, how dare you? How
the one on the very right.
Don't you remember Ben from the amazing trio of Ben, Brad, and Eric?
I just remember because his name is Ben Funk.
I've also realised there's a
But-
panel in here that's finished, apart from they didn't colour in Zora's mask. And I'm like, surely that's the easy thing to do.
So, I was going to say that the one on the very right was in, let's see, Langris's team, the one with the snow magic. He was mostly there to just slow down the opposition.
Wasn't the snow magic girl a woman?
That is a woman.
Okay, my one might have been flipped. That makes sense.
Yeah, I said, yeah, might be flipped, but one on
Yeah.
the right, in my version at least, is
fair
the
enough.
woman. Ben is on the left.
I like,
And
I
one
like,
of the
I like the I like the girl in the middle has her symbol makes her look like a cello.
Yeah, and she was in Luck's team.
Yeah.
I can't remember what her magic exactly was. I
See?
think it was some earth magic.
All these people that have been introduced, and the
Uh,
fact they were in 2 panels when the focus was being given to the important characters, and no one gave a shit about them.
The woman on the right was, I believe, had snow magic. I don't remember her name.
Yeah, like I said.
Or her,
Yeah.
I remember she was very quiet. I remember the.
They were all very quiet. None of them fucking spoke or did anything in that entire arc.
Well, no.
They were
No,
so,
actually,
they were
mean,
such
Ben-
background characters.
With Ben, you're right. With the women, with the woman in front, she was actually shown to be, she was actually shown to be very very loud and.
Okay,
commanding.
what impact did she have narrative-wise in that entire arc?
None.
I mean,
yes,
it's a
what
tournament
impact did
arc.
any of them? Which is my point. They had a tournament arc where I don't care about any of the characters that weren't like the protagonists. And now they're bringing them back in. It's like, remember these people we introduced? Remember how much you loved them? No, I don't remember these people.
So, just for contrast, do you also think this about the gladiators back in Dressrosa arc?
For most of them, yes. Most of them, like the ones that eventually joined the crew, had enough detail that it's like when they brought back, it's like, okay, I get this. But for the majority of them, do you remember that guy, the cactus guy, who sniped with swords?
I actually do. He was pretty funny.
Yeah, and it was just like, but he was there and gone for a joke. But I don't need to care about him, and he was also entertaining for like panels soon. These people, it's like they were there for chapters. They were part of teams with main protagonists, and they left nothing.
I remember those guys more than I did Ideo. I'll have to say.
Yeah. That's something.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that's bad about Ideo or good about these guys, because
No,
I do
it's
remember
bad about
them.
Ideo, because Ideo was essentially the member of the crew. Just like, I guess you were there too. You had weird shoulders, I guess.
I am a commander now. I am part of the Straw Hat crew.
My subordinate's Blue Gilly, the guy who was actually interesting in a fight. Okay,
Wait, who was Blue Gilly?
he was the kick guy that fought in the Rebecca fight, which is honestly, when I think looking back, was more interesting than Luffy's fight.
I can't even remember fucking Blue Gilly.
I think you just pay attention to One Piece more than to Black Clover, Kastor.
Yeah,
because
One
I
Piece
do
keeps
I
my
do remember
attention
most
more
of
than
these
Black
people
Clover.
here.
No shit.
Maybe my memory is just better, but I didn't really give a shit about Black Clover, and I still remember all of these guys.
I would not be surprised if I gave less of a shit about Black Clover at the time than you did. That might be it.
But now that we're past that, I would also like to say that it is kind of interesting that one of them says that, I mean, they all say like kind of, I can't hold back these urges. They're calling out to me saying, do not forgive the humans. So I'm not sure these elves are reincarnated with completely their own original will. Like something else is driving them. And that's also going to be interesting. Like, did the original real, what was the main elf's name? Why can't I suddenly remember that all of a sudden?
Leashed?
The Leashed. If this is like against his will, like the guy just interprets this is what Leashed would want, so I'm gonna make all of them evil too, just to make sure humanity suffers.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
And it explains why they're all immediately attacking humans rather than just wondering, hey, why am I alive?
Because I don't think Kastor knows. Right now we have fake Licht in real Licht's body.
Oh no, I've been keeping up with it, like, honestly, bi-weekly manga recap.
Okay.
I know what's happened, and it's just, I know. No, I'm not gonna. I would just be negative about this entire thing because my answer to why they turn up with like thinking we must kill all humans was because having them turn up as actual personalities would be interesting and but narratively difficult to write. This is the easy option.
But they do now have some kind of explanation, which does raise some questions. And once again, Zora shows why he's the best character, because he's being like, okay, we gotta retreat. We can't just stay here because we have no way to free them. And I'm not sure you just want to kill them.
They're going to talk no jutsu and they're going to magically be better at the end.
I still don't enjoy the, the Logan Paul side of his personality, but I quite enjoyed him in this chapter.
What do you
I
mean
liked
Logan Paul side?
Well, the childish pranking and all.
I like that, especially when he mostly does it to Asta, who deserves it.
Oh yeah, fuck Asta.
I just found it was annoying.
But still, comparing these two to Logan Paul, that's low.
I liked him, as I said, sneaking around and planting traps, and now that there is an actual threat level established in the recent chapters, I don't mind Mirio Leona chazzing it up and making a Kenpachi-like standoff against the elves in order to let Asta and Zora escape. So, yeah, good stuff for me.
Yeah, and also there's no saying, like, did she actually just try to rescue them, or is she just like seriously says, I want to fight you all myself. Those two get in the way.
Thing is, there is still the possibility with Black Clover that she'll just win.
I'm pretty sure that I'll say right now, if she does, this just becomes the worst written shonen action series.
Yeah.
Right at that second. But I do not think she will.
Like, yeah, but
she becomes the human anticlimax.
Yeah, I don't think there is that possibility. I mean, there is the tiny possibility that I don't think even Black Clover is that bad. We've already shown that
Leashed
Leash's
first appearance.
Yeah, but at that point we hadn't established anything about Leash. But here we have already established that Liar alone was a match to all three of them. Now he's being backed up by 4 more, so no.
Yeah, but Leash's first fight, he was implied to be a match for Yami, and then they schooled him 3 times.
How was he shown to be a match for Yami? Yami was controlling that fight the entire time.
I know, but the introduction in Cliffhanger they left the first chapter on was just like, oh my god, it's going to be a difficult fight, and then Yami just like schooled him for the entire rest of the fight.
Guys, Tabata seems to be somewhat improving. Let's not be too negative now.
Because I don't just go into this saying, okay, let's look for all the things I can hate and shit on.
Hey, I don't look for them, they just turn up.
That art part. Yeah, that's shit. I can shit on it. Okay, I'm just gonna ignore that part. Actually well written. I should lie about that. That makes my argument better.
Alright. Shall we move on to the Promised Neverland?
Sure.
Alright, so that's chapter 81. And this is the chapter I was looking for before, because we finally get some individual character traits to Zach, Jillian, and Nigel. Yes, I even bothered remembering their names. I just wish we fucking got to know them, like an arc ago. That would have been nice to have. To know them before they're in a life or death situation.
Have a mini arc before this whole battle starts. I said, have a mini arc before the whole battle starts.
Yeah, something like that.
Go to a different island, fight a giant clown monster, then go to Dressrosa.
I like the few traits we get. Zach being so very nonchalant about his injuries and thus being in charge of the medic stuff. Nigel being the underdog, eager to prove himself and stand along with better comrades in battle, and Jillian being the more irrational shonen action hero who was kind of psychotic in a few chapters before, but now isn't. Also, still, I like it well enough. Also, this is the first time I've been so invested in the strategizing since Gracefield, I think. So that says a lot.
Yeah, I think it's a little improving, but even I think that this arc has just been kind of meh in most parts. Large part of it is, like you said, that we didn't know any of these characters until just this arc.
Yeah, in a vacuum, it's better than as part of a whole, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing that these chapters are maybe good in a vacuum, but just like taking them as a whole in the series, they just don't hold up as well.
Mm. Have you managed to read it, Kastor?
I honestly haven't been able to get back into it. I've tried a few times, but I'd admit, I've read. I don't think I've read like the last 5 chapters, but it was looking better than it had been ever since Gracefield. But it's not at a level where that it interests me anymore, to be honest.
Yeah. And unfortunately, I don't I don't really like the Promised Neverland as an action series. I did like this chapter. And I th- as long as it has some cool strategizing, I can forgive its, you know, the action is just kind of boring to me. In general, Shonen usually manages to make it more interesting than just shooting a lot of guns and yeah, that's kind of it.
Like thing is, I'm not sure what else you can do, because you started this series. The idea these are kids versus eldritch monstrosities, with the idea that fighting back's impossible. So then, as you transition to a point where, I don't know, maybe this was planned, but it seems a bit like ratings are down. Okay, let's turn this into a battle series. Is Jump's motto.
Yeah.
How do you fight back? You give the kids guns. 1, that's boring, and 2, gun combat is boring.
Yeah, even World Trigger, like, they have this advantage of sci-fi, so they have the improved mobility and all these kind of special guns, which act almost like superpowers, since they can just twist the bullets. And they have melee combat in there too.
Yeah, and they have better individual character interactions and better humor.
I'm not gonna lie, adding humor, it would have been weirder to make Promised Neverland a comedy manga than an action manga.
Yeah.
That would have jarred more.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't go to Promised Neverland for my humor.
Don't you like such wonderful jokes as "let's all break our legs"?
Such great jokes as child murder.
Oh God! Right. Anything else to mention? Shall we move on to We Never Learn?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
and I have to say that cover page, like, her spine must be broken.
Yeah,
like, you probably can't see it with that loose-fitting top, but when you can see her ass and breast like that, how much does he have to twist her mid?
It's the superhero pose that I'm pretty sure has been documented, to the fact that it's either you have to have a really flexible actress be put in agony for like 5 minutes as they take the perfect shot, or it's physically impossible for most people.
Yeah, she's just doing the Rob Liefeld pose.
No, that's the Escher Girls pose.
Also, I have a question with this chapter. Does anyone know what the fuck happened? Because this didn't seem like We Never Learned to me. Just like, what? It was just a really weird chapter to suddenly have.
I mean, it's fine. So Ogata, Ogata out of the blue has a makeover, Because she becomes the muse for the owner of this salon, who just is really bad with her money.
See, not just a salon. She didn't just get a haircut. She got makeup, contacts, and a goddamn dress, which is really weird because the owner just like, take it from my private collection. It's like, she's not your body type. Why do you randomly have a perfectly fitting dress for this girl?
Oh god.
Which with a really weird boob window. Like it's got long sleeves and stuff, but it's just got a boob window in the middle of what looks like a cardigan. It's a really weird chapter, and I don't know where it came from because it's not even just like, oh, Ogata came in and he what's his face didn't recognize her. This can be an on-running story thing because they find out at the end of the chapter, and it's not even funny.
It is kind of funny to me, and I'll have to say, like, that was really well done. Look, like, it is like so different that you would not recognize them as same person if you showed them to someone. But also, you can see how this is still Ogata.
Yeah, but I don't get what the point of the chapter is.
Humor.
It's not, but it's funny, but it's not as funny as We Never Learn normally is.
Yeah, I mean, guess that's really subjective.
Yeah, fair enough. It's just also a different type of humor, right? At least in my. I guess if the writer was trying something new, it just didn't work. It just being okay.
I've just noticed there's studying Monogatari. I wish Milo was there. Then I would have said, oh, can't wait for the moment where Hanakawa comes in. Yes.
Actually, one of the things I have noticed in this is that What's-His-Face has started getting less innocent. Which I don't know if it's character progression or if they're going for a different style of humor.
Yeah, it's definitely been the case, especially when we had those two chapters next to each other, but about people losing their bikini tops.
Yeah. Which I enjoy because that was kind of like his appeal, just like shit happens around him. He's slightly too dense to like, not too dense, but like this would never happen to me. So there must be another reason for this. Whereas this one, it's like this hot girl sat down next to me. It must be a reverse date, a reverse pickup. Despite the fact she's not trying to pick you up, she's just acting as a friend. I'd be like, hi, do I know you? You seem to know me.
The urban legend reverse pickup.
Yeah, no, I do really enjoy how much of a dweeb you guys being like, oh, a hot girl is hitting on me!
But she's not hitting on him! That's the weirdest thing. If it was just like Ogata being unintended, saying the wrong thing and being misinterpreted, that would be funny. It's Ogata being Ogata.
Yeah. I don't know what to say.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, but I guess you're right. Maybe with that trend, of the author being less and less innocent. Maybe next chapter, we'll have a panel where Kirisu and Fumino are stripped down to their underwear, tied to a tree, and hanging upside down with a tight gag on their mouths while their clothes are burning underneath them.
See, when I originally read this, I was like, okay, this is gonna be a build up to a chapter later. But just like, no, the next chapter doesn't reference. It's just nothing. And there's not much to say. Just like this was a weird chapter that was kind of a miss.
It was okay for me, but like I said, it's very subjective in this.
Maybe just the mangaka wanted to change her character design slightly. I don't know.
Yeah, true.
Well, we have to see if they stick.
All right.
Yeah.
So, what do we have left? Chapter 52. So, and it's a strategy chapter, so it looks like both sides will be biding their time over the winter, Tsukasa reviving more people, and Senku inventing his smartphone. Then they strike by springtime.
The thing I got was that Senku was just like, we'll be done by spring, and Tsukasa was will invade by the start of winter.
No, even Tsukasa said that they would strike at the end of winter, that like when spring starts.
Oh,
And
winter
Senku is
breaks. Okay, as in winter breaks into spring, not winter breaks from autumn. That makes more sense. Because I was like, oh, okay, so Senku's fucked.
Yeah, and Senku
This
did
makes
say
more
that
sense.
he wanted to do a surprise attack.
No, that makes more sense. But okay, I didn't get that because the phrasing was winter breaks.
That's it. From what Tsukasa knows, they already have firearms. Although I guess since Homura is spying on them, she would know that they don't.
Well, I mean, they really haven't had a reason to use them, so...
Oh, I guess so.
Yeah, and at least Tsukasa knows that even if they do have fire, they have a limited amount of gunpowder.
Oh. All right then. I've got 2 theories right now. Do you want to hear it?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So number 1 is that by winter, Homura will at the very least be conflicted about joining Senku's side instead of standing watch for Hyoga. I'm just guessing this will be...
Oh no, he's fucking bought her loyalty with fucking sweets because this is a Japanese manga.
No, I'm guessing that this will be an especially cold winter, and just step by step, they will try to eventually warm the way up to her, so that she joins.
Yeah, maybe.
Number 2 is the most. And we've discussed this, so the most obvious thing to do with Taiju and Yuzuriha right now would be for Tsukasa to kill them, but the reason he's not doing it is because he considers them his friends. And Senku took that into account in the first place, which was the reason for why he took the gamble of Taiju and Yuzuriha joining Tsukasa's side.
Really?
Yeah,
I always assumed he kept them alive because they are literal hostages.
Well,
it could be either way. Either he feels like they're still hostages for him, or that because he generally thinks, I am the good guy. I am not the guy who does that.
Yeah, he's a well-intentioned extremist, and he didn't know that Senku was alive up till now, so...
I think he suspected it. There was a lot... He's essentially going... He thought he killed them, but didn't believe it enough to be like, and that's that problem finished. That's why he sent what's his face to go and check.
Good.
Yeah. Honestly, my problem with theorizing about Taiju and Yuzuriha is honestly, I feel like they were written out of the series. Like the series changed very dramatically into what we're enjoying at the moment when it moved from Taiju and Yuzuriha to Chrome and Booby Black Girl. Yes. Kohaku. That's her name. And yeah, so I'm interested to see what's going to happen. But I'm not going to be like, and it was a long plan all along. It's like, nope. I had an idea. It didn't work out. But now it's a success, so I've got to continue and figure out where the fuck they come back in.
I just remembered that when Kohaku was first introduced, you said she was 12, which was...
There was a scene, her curves were there, but her body size in the introducing shot made her look small, and just like, I would not put past Japan to put a boob and butt on a 12-year-old.
I think we all just said at that point, she has boobs!
Yeah, but I will defend the fact that that introductory shot makes her tiny.
Well, I can't remember too well, but could it have been just because she was right next to Tsukasa, who's a monster?
Maybe, possibly. Yeah, no, honestly, that might have been it. They were playing up his... It was like the bit where they were fighting the magma, and he would look like he was 8 foot tall occasionally against Chrome to show off, like, he's a fucking monster.
Yeah, I'm just remembering it since it's probably in my top 10 Stammer stream moments.
Yeah.
All right.
Also, one note that I have, like, I liked how they use Chrome here. Like, he's the one who notices what's wrong with their cotton candy making process.
Oh yeah, the fact
I like
that
Chrome being a scientist. Yeah, because Senku is literally less a scientist, more an engineer. He doesn't discover stuff. He remembers shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it is good that they show that even though Senku has every advantage and basically is smarter than Chrome, Chrome can still always be useful.
Honestly, I'd say that Chrome's smarter than Senku.
Oh.
Yeah, that's hard to say because it's arguing apples and oranges at this point.
I would argue it as whether you measure intelligence as the height reached or progress made, because Senku's essentially absorbed 6,000 years of innovation, whereas Chrome came from nothing and got pretty far by himself.
Senku
Yeah, but
can,
since we can't give
Senku
either
can
the
partition his
environment of
brain
the other,
in order
it's
to
hard
count
say how they
seconds
do.
and figure out counts billions of
That's
seconds.
not intelligence. That's bullshit manga powers. That's just like that's not actual intelligence. Being able to do that is like, okay, that's a weird quirk biologically your brain can do.
Well, actually, one of my friends who did like research on intelligence and its definition did consider that high intelligence is actually like multitasking that degree is part of high intelligence as a definition.
Oh, it is. There's the good one of Leonardo da Vinci draw with one hand while writing with another. So it's a good definition, but if you compare the idea of intelligence as in the scientific aspect the series considers it, as in innovation, making connections, and logic and deduction, Senku hasn't made an invention so far, whereas Chrome has been the one to come forwards and not only and be like, hey, I've deduced without just from the things around me this next step in technology. Where Senku's been like, I read about this on Wikipedia.
Yeah, like Senku is the one who applies what he knows, while Chrome is the one who creates new knowledge.
Yeah, and I would argue that would show Chrome as this show to have at least more potential and more intelligence.
Yeah, I'm not gonna start arguing this because it's
yeah.
impossible to like.
It's fucking intelligence. I'm writing a goddamn essay on it. It's hell.
Especially since they're both fictional creations and they're both inagaki.
Oh yeah, but the theory behind it's interesting at least.
Also, Kairoseki is Senseimon.
I do like. It is quite funny seeing the buff old guy just randomly strip when excited. It's just
Not just strip, just like clothes explode off
he
him.
goes Super
Actually,
Saiyan. It's really funny.
Drawing a second parallel to Food Wars, Gen becomes fucking Subaru for a chapter there.
That was weird. I didn't get. I guess it's a Japanese humor thing, but it's just that entire thing of just like, why are you doing this? It's not funny, and I don't know why you're doing it to character.
I don't get what
Well,
this
in character,
what
they
his
show
second
why they
impression
are
is supposed to be.
Because they need to make the process perfect.
Oh yeah, but they made Ginryu at one of they made the hat. They show it when they flash back to reality. They made the god, and I don't know what's out of because they don't have paper.
I'm pretty sure they didn't make it in reality because he also has rest of the outfit, which he doesn't have in any other shot.
I know, it's just a weird thing when they snap back to reality where everything else is apart from him, and it's just like, I don't get this.
Also, does anyone know who Gen is supposed to be in that one shot?
Yeah, I just said that. I didn't know what was that impression.
I think it's just some old. I think it's meant to be stereotypical old director Japanese dude.
Though in that vein, also his impression of Tsukasa is fucking amazing.
That was quite. I like that one. That was funny, especially when he takes the time to do the head.
Well, it doesn't even like he does it. He just kind of flips his head to the side and suddenly has it. Even his hair color changes, and his scar just moves all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Maybe it's supposed to be a really bad Gordon Ramsay. I don't know. Okay.
Anyway, also end of the chapter. Now they got like motive power.
Yeah. I honestly was amazed they didn't have this before because remember I saw like the turning wheel set. So you're gonna have like the thing is they've done this before. They've used water power to make the cola, and then they've made this before on a smaller scale, and it's so I don't know if like the mangaka didn't think about it when he did it, but this isn't new for the series.
Oh, I forgot it.
Yeah, but I guess it's different to do it on that scale.
Yeah.
And let me just go back, but I'll say right now that the last panel of Senku doing the electricity in his hand is fucking badass with the giant machine behind him.
It's pretty cool.
How
I
does he...
argue, I debate slightly whether the gears in the middle are made of wood because they're definitely modeled on metal, on like the designs for metal gears.
Yeah, but I would say that they do, the texture on them does look like wood.
But the studs. Oh no. It's because you've got a multi-directional wheel with the. Nope, I take it back. They are actually designed properly. They're just designs I've seen on Metal Gears.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm gonna go back and check like how the water machine was used earlier.
What was it? It was a water wheel.
Yeah, the
It was one
water.
of the things. Yeah.
I did really like the utility is king moment. Just Kohaku taking her, the precious shield her dad gave him. No, I don't care. I don't care. We can turn it into gear.
I feel bad for the old chief because he obviously didn't. It just became aware, just like he thought he had a connection with his daughters that he didn't. Like everything that we've seen from like Kohaku interrupting the ceremony, it's like okay, I don't think this guy's the smartest tool in the box, and I just feel bad for him because he seems like a guy trying to do his best, but was in a position of power he wasn't equipped for.
Yeah, but now he's just one of the warriors, I guess, because I like that we have seen him in the battle against Hyoga and his warriors. So yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else we really need to mention? We were supposed to talk about Ziga, but Milo isn't there, and none of us had read it. All right then. So I suppose that is going to do it for this week of Stammer Stream. Thank you for watching, either on my YouTube channel or live at twitch.tv/Wensleydale Cheddar. We usually try to record on Saturdays at 10 AM Eastern Standard Time, 3 PM GMT, 4 PM GMT+1, and 5 PM GMT+2. You can follow me on Twitter at WensleyCheddar for updates on the stream. On Penganta will trigger friendly faces everywhere, #Race Pokemon Journey, featuring our very own Dr. Nova, and many other projects. Follow Milo at HovinwithanH for Hanekawa and Trial by Guilty Crown, a series of anime commentaries he does with Kastor. You can find it on YouTube in the description below. Follow Grail at Nuclear Android on Twitter, and follow Dr. Nova on Instagram to see his delicious cooking. That's instagram.com/Jonah_snow. A sincere thank you to our recent subs on YouTube. It's thanks to you that we may one day catch up to our eternal rivals, the manga Mavericks. Let's welcome our new subscriber, Confused Panda. Also, almost as good as Sad Panda, but still good. A huge shout out to Idraw Shitty Art for making our channel art. You can see when you visit our YouTube channel. You can follow her on Twitter at Idraw Shitty Art. And she's also on Tumblr and DeviantArt. You can commission a drawing from her, like two men tied upside down.
No.
You can do that, and you will be instantly blocked.
From a tree, with a tied gag on the mouth, while the clothes are burning underneath them.
Now I'm starting to think that Wensleydale has a weird fetish in that we should probably not
I'm
hang
starting
around
to
with
suspect
this
exactly
channel.
who this was.
Guys, my fetish is Usopp,
This
please.
guy online, yeah.
My fetish is Usopp, and that's not Usopp tied up to a tree, hanging upside down, stripped down from his underwear with a tight gag on his mouth, while his clothes are burning underneath him.
You know, it doesn't get better or funnier if you say it more times, right?
Yeah, it just makes you look like a creep.
It just makes it seem like it was actually your idea.
Yeah, or at least that you fully endorse the idea.
It's like, look, this is funny, guys. There's nothing wrong with this, guys.
Yeah, and I really want to tell this story right now about trees and something.
Actually, the thing is, she wanted to do that drawing, but she just didn't have the time.
Sure, Wensleydale.
Yeah, right. That's
Sure.
totally it. It's
Oh,
not just
no.
your
What it
finish.
was.
My reputation in inverted commas is ruined. Oh no. All right then. Once again, cheers for watching, and we will see you next week. Take care.
See ya. Bye.